It is April 13th, 2025. My stupid new husband, where I told you the guy that moved in my old apartment, the investigators that worked my case, where on March 30th, 25, he was outside with other neighbors, confessed he was part of this big fraud scheme, and he was even in that agent's office when they were defrauding him. Okay? He was part of it, 100%. That church is sending out emails asking people to help harm me or to show up and harass me and make sure I have nothing. And they were part of the first religious group where Carl and I, my husband had went into his attorney's office where she said she's seen some guy that she's seen from the case, 18, following her, that it was one of his religious group men. Okay. And when he's saying he was in the office with that agent. When that agent asked her about some doctor, she said she didn't know who he was. He knew she was lying because this doctor has her tape saying da 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 da. They already admitted years ago. They drugged me and told me say it repeatedly. Made fun of FBI agent on June 7th, 23, that he'd actually fall for it. Well, my idiot husband, where I told him we're not going to say a word to any of the neighbors in the apartment building. None of them. Investigators showed up within the next day and said we got that idiot taped because my car's bugged from the FBI case. Police have it. The FBI has it. Got that idiot taped confessing he was part of it, and that church is sending out emails asking people to harm her and or to show up and harass her. It took them long enough to confess. They're the ones sending those emails out. Okay? More than one, like 3. They have that idiot confessing. Okay? Now I want you to think about this. Okay? They have that idiot confessing. I told him, I said, I'm that neighbor that they were telling. Well, she also heard them admit that they framed me years ago. Drugged and told to say weirdo molester stuff. How not funny that is, of the church people breaking in before drugging me, telling me say weirdo molester stuff. Okay? She already knew it. So I told him after we got back from our wedding, we were going to go out with my family to eat. She kept blowing up my phone. I said, well, don't say anything. I'm just going to tell her how illegal it is and then remind her what she already knew. And we'll just leave it at that. He said, okay. I said, don't you say anything to anybody in this apartment building because he could find out. You do realize that means he's probably one of my rapists. And that means where he said it's his religious group men that were the first one out there. I said, that guy that was following us that day, yeah, I seen him. I said, he's either a fake Portage County sheriff or a fake FBI agent. I said, that means his religious group is probably the ones that tortured me and framed the FBI for it. Do you realize how dangerous he is? And we need a move. So my idiot new husband went to the people and told them we already know he's part of trying to have me killed. He told them today. I have screamed and screamed at him. He's going to get us killed. He's going to get us killed. And these people hacked into the FBI case and sold it the first month. Went nationwide. I didn't realize how many people actually listened to me and how many people showed up yesterday where I stayed awake Friday night and went over how I was sick, how I got well, the medication errors. And then, when Strange thought I was following Tim and Katie, made up that lie and called me a faker. And I found out September 1824 that he ordered my death when he thought I was following Tim and Katie and it was Linda. And that, or to have me destroyed if I didn't die. And they planned it for 15 years before they did it. Okay? Then I went from the attempts on my life to leading up to calling the FBI and even moving up to Ravenna, how I would wake up with bruises, throwing up, severely infected. I blamed the dirty well water showering in. Or I'd take a drink out of a Diet Coke and the room would go dizzy and black and have a severe swollen personal infection. I'm blaming the dirty well water I'm showering in. The whole time going to the doctor, seeing for injuries I cannot explain. And that's their fake sodium pentothal reports. The drugs in told us it. Then the bad people showing back up. Okay. And leading up to calling the FBI, and then that got the agent going around telling on me. And that he told over 1,000 people. Then confessed on a recorded line he told on me. Okay. Admitted he even knew they were trying to kill me and mocking me. He told the police he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers in to trick them. Okay? He knew everything was drugged and photoshopped and couldn't believe these people would try such a scam with him. 18, the police came up and told me in Walmart. Okay? All right. And then made me beg for my life, open the informant case with statement, money, and immunity for life. And then threatened me if I dare tell. And he's already confessed he told 1,000 people. Told all the churches. There was no sting. Quite plus, then he doesn't even have the authority. He's only a hired police officer. I've talked to a criminal attorney. I've talked to police, and I've talked to the prosecutor's office. He's only a hired police officer. He don't even have that kind of authority. It was illegal for him to even say it. Then he's already told, then it becomes stupid. Okay? And like they said, he was just bullying you to get away with this. He stole my money, fed me back to the cartel, under police surveillance, where they're following me around for a protected custody case, threat and attempt a life case. Okay? Threat and attempt a life case. All these drug dealers are coming up, bragging who they work for, da-da-da-da-da. Yesterday, somebody said they did it to scare me. Here they're telling on their self in front of the police under police surveillance. The U.S. Marshals used the case and got thousands, saved hundreds. Okay? They announced there was drug lords involved in this in 18. Okay? They even mentioned the Russian one by 19. And then the people that work for the King from Texas, the Iraqi, they showed up and how David hired them under police surveillance. Okay? And all the attempts on my life to being almost shot in the head driving, to facing 6 stalkers at 12/21/18, to get stabbed in the neck, bashed in the back of the head, beaten, raped, and left for dead. Shooting night of Christmas 18, I had to hide not to get killed. Faced 6 stalkers. That I was human trafficked. Having strange men beat and rape me. And then I was tortured by a fake FBI agent July to September 19. It's one of their, where I go up into Akron, we all know Karen's Will's still open. Okay? And it's part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. Yesterday, now that guys that show up know they sold the login. They knew what they were doing. I was in Dollar Tree across from Walmart 62. I am walking around and there's 2 big white guys. And they said, that's the one that they're running around telling everybody she's too ugly for another man. And I seen her last week. I told you, it's not funny they said that about her. And he said, I listened to her last night. Everything that happened. He said, I don't think it's funny that that minister ordered her death because he thought she was following his son and his girlfriend. I don't think it's funny. Okay? He said, the men we hired found out they tortured her. Oh, they human trafficked me, drug, beat, and raped me a lot. Then they flat out tortured me July to September 19. He said, I told that drug lord I got ways of taking care of them. They were just supposed to follow around. Okay? Well, the neighbors, I got home, everybody listening today, nobody thought it was funny. That guy said there's a drug lord involved. Well, they told everyone in Louisville that the king had his men watch me. There was a drug lord involved. That one guy's a Russian. So my idiot new husband telling the neighbors that that guy already confessed to, and the police and the FBI already got his confession. He was in the office defrauding that agent with that drug scam of a doctor to have me tape supposed to say crimes. Huh? As if there's not only HIPAA violations, like an investigator said, they didn't even realize them saying a doctor was involved, how illegal that would be. Doctors cannot tape you unaware. It's right on Google. It's illegal. Okay? It's cyber stalking. Nixon couldn't bug an office and he was president, got impeached. It's a right to privacy. And doctors cannot disclose anything you say to them. Let alone be in it with my ex-husband and people saying they're trying to kill me because some minister called me a faker. And they're supposed to have me drugged and said horrible crimes years ago, but sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce, and you think that someone would fall for that? I bet the guy's not even a doctor. He's not one of mine. And that idiot that lives in my own apartment has even told people he has my medical records. He would never be able to get my medical records. And see, none of my doctors would ever ask me of doing crimes. It's not their place. You'd report them and call them names and walk out. It's absurd. Like they said, even one investigator, they tried to say some doctor had her taped before confessing crimes. I told them it's so ridiculous that even the thought of it, I didn't want to hear it. Because it's that illegal. And then they're going to say they knew people were getting hurt and they sat on it until Dave wanted a divorce. That would make them an accessory. You go to jail either way. For HIPAA violations, Privacy Act, non-disclosure. That's how much a doctor couldn't be in there. Couldn't be involved. It's like saying an attorney did it, where the attorney-client privileges, where you can tell your attorney when you hire them anything in the world, and they can never disclose it. Neither can your doctor. They go to jail for it. And then you got to think, if a doctor knows people are getting hurt, they have to go to the police, or they go to jail as an accessory. They can't tell them how they know, but they have to tell them. Think about that. And then some doctor is supposed to be in it with people trying to kill me because Strange called me a faker. He's part of it then. See, that's how stupid these people are. Just like they try to say they had sodium pentothal reports, date rape drugs, confessions. I want you to think about that. They already made fun of FBI agent John, June 7th, 23, that they fooled him with a stun at TS4. They already confessed they drugged me and told me to say it years ago. The FBI's already told everyone that they caught Melissa telling her kids lies, her kids stating on Thanksgiving 18 that they made everything up. They were games of pretend. The FBI's already told people they interviewed my whole family, and they spoke highly of me. And the other ones were just trying to scare me out of the house for the girlfriend that my ex was cheating on me with. These people have admitted to photoshopping a shower scene in the other room of me washing myself to make me look weird. Laughed at everybody for falling for drug confessions and photoshopping and washing. But those guys admitting they were in it with a drug lord. And it's a Russian drug lord. They had a Russian accent. That's where that one guy in Hartville, when my car was acting out, I went in there to have him check my battery. And he said, do you know about the human traffickers that were here? And I said, yeah, my ex got messed up in them. He said he had adopted one of the human traffickers' babies because that mother's not going to get out of jail. And he started describing a guy. He said, did you ever see him? And I said, yes, several times. He grabs his chest. You seen him alive? And I said, yes. And he said, you don't know who it was. I'm like, so are you okay? I've been around people that make your breath go cold. Just being in the room with them. They're that evil. And then he tells me that was the Russian drug lord. If that wasn't him, he looks just like him. His description: tall white man, 50 to 60 years old, whitish blonde hair, clean cut, tall, thin, expensive dress shirts, sleeves rolled up, and expensive dress pants. Like people in Canton said, we all seen him around her. Now this is funny. Because he was saying that the police got together and arrested a lot of his people. You know, that agent where the U.S. Marshal showed up, where my friend Maddie on January 20th, 23, I got a friend on the police department, knew about that case that agent opened with you. They knew about the Texas group, the fentanyl kingsman. If you look up who's the king from Texas, he's U.S. military, Iraqi translator, went into the dark web malware, fentanyl king. He's a hacker. Okay? And then the Middle Eastern men showed up, the lady in hijabs, talking about the king from Texas. And even just like Judge Peters from Florida, he got arrested in 22. The drug cartel showed up. We are the, we work for Judge Peters. We're drug traders and human traffickers from Florida. We are relocating people to Florida to a resort area. And we work for Judge Peters. If you look up Judge Peters' arrest, it was Disney. And they had a pipeline between between Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. They were up here scouring for people to sell. The marshals showed up and within a few weeks got 800 people. They have saved hundreds. They have done mass arrests. These people walked around me laughing how and who they work for. Had at least one police officer around me in regular clothes, or FBI agent, FBI informant. He opened a real case, like those 2 agents in the Belden office. Look at all the people they hired to hurt her. We can use her for bait. April 8th, 23, they were in Giant Eagle. 2 of the drug cartel guys walked by. If we'll use your case to infiltrate our gang, tell them to give you your money. We're out of here. They laughed in his face. We actually did. We didn't think they'd figure it out. And they mocked him. They fed me to the cartel. Fed me to them. Well, they bragged all their crimes. Some guy said that he even knew they let them torture me to get their confidence. So they let them know where they were keeping the people they took. They let them torture me. A human being. But my idiot ex-husband telling neighbors that are friends with that guy that we know he's part of this, he's going to get us killed. I told him, we got to get out of here. Dear God, what have you done? I already told him how much danger. Oh, I'll never say a word. He went and told them all. I said, I don't care if you tell your friends in town. If they hear somebody running around saying a doctor taped her before, tell them it's a big drug scam. But don't say anything in that apartment building. We need to get out of here. He's part of it. Oh, yesterday he looked at me and went, mocking me. Jackass. Jackass. And my idiot new husband telling everybody how bad of a person is. He's going to get us killed. I said, my God, we got to get out of here. I was found innocent of everything by the police and the FBI in 18. My whole family defended me, spoke highly of me. And these people, from the first month of the case, a little old white man showing up, and I woke up with a bruise again on my leg, throwing up. He came up to me at Walmart 62 in front of him. For every idle word you telling us, I'll turn it on you. You try to leave, Dave, I'll list you a child molester. He worked for Dave. You know that bruise on your leg? I used sodium pentothal on you. No, he used a date rape drug. Stabbed me in my sleep again. And told me to say something about a wrong nightgown and butt lie. I got away from that freak. Had Dave debunk it, that I was dressed modestly and they only seen the back of my knees. Like people said, when you pull the case, it says right on the front of it, she was found innocent of everything. None of this is funny. Officer Mark or John, I need help. That agent took my money. He told on me, like the North Canton Jackson police officer, November 28th, 24, Walmart on the strip. Karen, we all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel, and it was a drug cartel in your home before, and we all know that guy told on you before. He told the police he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers. And he stole my money. I need you, Officer Mark and John. I need you. I need you to go to the FBI. I need you to go to the U.S. Marshals, and you need to get me help. My God, what my idiot new husband's done, he could get us killed.